guys, welcome back to Nicky at Your Cervix. It's your girl Nicky here, and if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit my subscribe button, turn my post notification bell on so you can get an update every time I have a new release. And follow me on Instagram at Nicky_at_your_cervix for lots more interesting content. So as our video title suggested, we're going to talk about how to conceive a baby girl and how to conceive a baby boy. So many people have been requesting this video, and it's a very controversial topic, and there's lots of research, and there's sometimes some inadequate research in the area, but I'm still going to take it up. I'm going to take up the challenge. I'm going to explain different methods to you guys on how to conceive this. So a key thing to note, guys, is that the only way to select the sex of the baby with high accuracy and the only scientifically proven method is artificial gender selection in vitro fertilization, or IVF. So this is where sex selection occurs when the parents chooses the genetic sex of the child by testing the embryo created via IVF before it is implanted in the uterus. So when they test the embryo, if it's a girl or a boy, and they say, this one is a boy, implant this one because the couple wants a boy. And that's the only scientifically proven method with high accuracy to determine the sex. So over the years, there have been many research and many different methods from different scientists and different people, the pioneers of IVF and so on. So before we get into that, let us discuss who determines the sex of the baby. So a key thing to note is that women have two X chromosomes. So women are XX, and men have an X chromosome and a Y chromosome. So men are XY. So in the baby making process, the woman can only donate a X chromosome because they only have two X's. They can't donate anything else. However, the man can donate an X and they can donate a Y. So if the woman donates her only X because she only have X, and the man donates a X chromosome, the baby will be a girl because XX is girl. If the man donates a Y chromosome, the baby will now be XY, and that is genetically a boy. So yes, the men are responsible for determining the sex of the baby. And this is a very controversial thing in our cultural history because a lot of men were pressuring women to say you're having all girls or you're having all boys, when in fact it's the men who determines the sex of the baby. So whether you're trying to conceive a girl or a boy, it is important to remember that there's only a few days in every menstrual cycle when you can get pregnant, and this is basically around your ovulation period. So if you don't know how to calculate your ovulation days with high accuracy, I have the video just for you. Don't forget to check it out. I'll drop it in the description there, as well as put it up here at the top of my page here so you guys can see that, and how to typically, it tells you step by step with high accuracy how to identify the 4 or more fertile days you have, giving you more chance and opportunities of getting pregnant on these days. So you need to know how to calculate your ovulation days in order to get pregnant effectively. So with lots of research over there are scientists who came up, and the pioneers of IVF, in vitro fertilization, came up with the characteristic of the sperm being the key to which sex is being conceived. So we call this the ovulation method. So what they found out is that the male sperm tends to be smaller, they tend to swim faster, and they also have a shorter lifespan than the female sperm. Female sperms were slower, they were fitter, and they would live longer than the male sperm. So they have came up with the fact that the male sperm tend to survive for 3 days. As I said, they had shorter lifespan, and the female sperm tend to survive for 5 days. They have longer lifespan. So I'm going to give you guys an example based on this calendar right here of which baby would be conceived in which period based on this ovulation method. So say for instance your ovulation day is May 20th. So let's talk about the 5 days before, the 5 days leading up to your ovulation day. So that would be, this would be day 1, 19 would be 2, 18, 3, 17, 4, and 16 would be the 5th day before your ovulation. So remember we said the male and female sperm survive for 3 and 5 days respectively. So say for instance you have intercourse on May 16, which is 5 days before your ovulation day. So when the man now ejaculates and there is sperm there, you have male and female sperm there. So remember, we said that the male sperm die faster. So the male sperm will die off on day 3. So like 16, 17, 18, the male sperm die off at 18. So they die before you ovulate on May 20. And you ovulating is you releasing an egg that is ready for fertilization, ready to combine with a sperm to produce a baby. So the male sperm would die off from the 18th of May. But the female sperms survive longer, and they survive for 5 days. Right? And so they're fitter and they move slower. And when you release the egg and it's ready for fertilization, it's the female sperm that is laying around waiting because the male sperm would have already died off. So also, if you have intercourse on the 17th, the same thing occurs. So the male sperm would die 3 days. So 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. So the male sperm would die off from the 19th. And you have not ovulated yet. You have not produced an egg ready for fertilization yet. So if you have intercourse on this day, it is the female sperm that would persist, the fitter ones, and they would be the one to be fertilized on the 20th. So another thing to note now is that, say for instance you have intercourse closer to your ovulation day, because remember ovulation day is May 20, on the 18th or the 19th or the 20th, you're going to think, oh, we have an overlap between the female and the male sperm. So what brings this down now? So it all boils down to the male sperm being faster. So if you have intercourse on this day, 1, 2, or these days, the ovulation day itself, the male sperm swims faster and they're going to rush to the fallopian tube where fertilization takes place as soon as the egg comes out and they can fertilize. So if you have intercourse on these days closer to your ovulation period, it's the male sperm who gets there faster, and that is exactly what this theory is saying. So if you have intercourse on the 20th or the ovulation day itself, again it's the male sperm who are faster than the female sperm. Even though there are some female sperms lingering on, the male sperm that produce are faster and they're the one who are going to be fertilized here. So basically what this theory is saying is that if you want to have a baby girl, you should have intercourse 4 to 5 days before your ovulation day, before you release the egg. So the female sperm would be out there, which survive longer, waiting for the egg to be fertilized. And if you want to have a baby boy, you're going to have intercourse on your ovulation day or the 2 days leading up to your ovulation day, because male sperms are faster and they're going to be reaching the egg at a faster pace than the female sperm. So that's exactly what that method is saying. So now I'm going to tell you guys the 3 other methods that other researchers have came up with as well. So the first one is the female orgasm. So what they are saying is that when the female have an orgasm, they produces an alkali solution. So the alkali solution is very important for the male sperm survival. So if you want to have a baby boy, what they're saying is that you need to ensure that your partner, your female partner, undergoes an orgasm to produce that solution that is catering to the male sperm. If the female doesn't orgasm and they have this acidic solution, that is in favor of the female sperm, because the female sperm tend to be fitter and can survive in the acidic sperm, because the acidic sperm is known to kill the male sperm. The male sperm wants the alkali solution, and so the female must undergo an orgasm to get this. Another method is the sex position method. So what scientists are saying is that deep penetration, for example, doggy style, indicates that the sperm is deposited nearer or closer to the cervix. So they have a shorter distance to go to the fallopian tube where fertilization takes place, which gives the advantage for a male sperm to swim faster. So deeper penetration makes the male sperm closer to the area, and because they're faster, they're going to reach there faster than the female sperm, and so that will result in a boy. If you're trying to conceive a girl, they also suggest that you avoid deeper penetration and favoring like a missionary position that is less deeper, so that the sperm and the female sperm who survive longer can remain and go up to the fallopian tube to take fertilization at a slower pace. And the last method I'm going to tell you guys today is the eating of certain foods. So cervical mucus is also sperm friendly at the time of ovulation. So prior to ovulation, the mucus is more acidic, which is not ideal for sperm, and only the fittest can survive, like the female sperm can survive. So what these scientists are suggesting is that making the vagina more acidic means the fitter female sperm are more likely to survive and the baby girl will be conceived. So this is like the orgasm method, but this one is with food. So you're basically saying that a more alkaline environment is better for faster male sperm and for the baby boy to conceive. So you could try different foods to influence your vaginal pH, and that will determine whether the environment that you create, whether it's acidic for a female and whether it's alkaline or basic to conceive a male baby or a boy baby. So guys, as I said before, there isn't any scientific evidence to prove that these last 4 methods that I discussed with you guys are indeed accurate in determining the sex of your baby, and the only scientifically proven one is the artificial gender selection. However, a lot of people says they use these methods and it works for them, even though there is not much evidence in the literature that says it does. So if you have tried any of these methods and it works for you, drop it in the comment section below. Let me hear. Tell me which other method you use to determine the gender of your baby. And that's it for this video. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nicky at Your Cervix for lots more interesting content. And follow me on Instagram at Nikki_at_your_cervix for lots more interesting content as well. So see you soon. Bye.